number of billionaires. And the latest revelation of this is the so-called Paradise Papers. Now, I don't know what the reporters at the Süddeutsche Zeitung are doing or how they're doing it, but I am amazed. Süddeutsche Zeitung is, I lived in Germany for a year. I used to read the Süddeutsche Zeitung. Süddeutsche means Southern German. Zeitung means newspaper. It's basically the Southern German news. It's the Bavarian news, essentially. And it's conservative. I mean, this is the region where Hitler came to power, and they have been doing some amazing investigative work. These reporters at the South German newspaper, the Süddeutsche Zeitung, they broke the Panama Papers story a couple of years back, a year or so ago, where now in the Panama Papers story, by the way, they won a Pulitzer Prize for that. They released information about the law firm in Panama that was doing this, and it turns out it was kind of a skeezy law firm. I mean, they were dealing with people who were less than reputable, and they got outed for doing things that were less than legal. So the outing of the Panama Papers actually, led to some substantial collapses, shall we say, on the other side. And now there's a second, and so now instead of a Panamanian law firm that's helping people hide money, they're looking, in this case, at a company called Appleby. Appleby is a law firm, a 119-year-old law firm that caters, to quote Michael Forsythe in today's New York Times, that caters to blue-chip corporations and very wealthy people. They help clients reduce their tax burden. How did we associate the word burden with the word tax in a news story? How about they help clients reduce their taxes, obscure their ownership of assets like companies, private aircraft, real estate, and yachts, and set up huge offshore trusts that in some cases hold billions of dollars. The Süddeutsche Zeitung passed this information along to the ICIJ, which is the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. They passed this 13.4 million documents. They've got somebody inside this Bermuda law firm, Applebee's. They've got somebody inside, and they have shared, at least in my opinion, and they have shared this information, the ICIJ, with over 380 journalists from 90 media organizations in 67 countries. And they're going through this information now, and have been for the last 2 days, going through this information and coming up with, whoa, here's what's going on. Now, the thing that's really important to note about the difference between the Paradise Papers and the Panama Papers, the Panama Papers, both of them released by the Süddeutsche Zeitung. The Panama Papers being the inside story of how a Panamanian law firm is helping people break the law in some cases in order to avoid paying taxes. In the case of Applebee's, in the case of the Paradise Papers, what they're documenting is how a law firm in Bermuda is helping people avoid taxes while not breaking the law. And in some ways, this is even more distressing, because what these Paradise Papers are showing is how easy it is for extremely rich people to avoid paying any taxes at all or to radically minimize their taxes. Some of the people who have been outed by this, Yuri Milner, this guy who he's had hundreds of millions of dollars that came out of Kremlin-associated organizations. It came from VTB, a bank controlled by the Russian state. And with that money, he bought a good chunk of Twitter and Facebook. Mr. Milner is also an investor in Cadre, a New York-based real estate technology company founded by Jared Kushner, and handling hundreds of millions of dollars of Russian money. Now, I don't see that as necessarily a horrible thing, but it might be. I mean, who knows what this... Apple, again, just because money comes from a particular country, let's find out what the real association is. Apple, its chief executive Tim Cook said the company just doesn't stash money in a Caribbean island. Well, Apple was running this tax scam out of Ireland. And then the European Union said, Ireland, you can't do that anymore, right? You're hurting all of us. So Ireland did away with the tax scam, And so what did Apple do? Well, this is right after Tim Cook said, we don't stash money on a Caribbean island. Instead, they went to an island in the English Channel. $128 billion stashed overseas to avoid paying taxes in the United States. Edward Kleinbard, a former corporate tax advisor to such companies, says, quote, U.S. multinational firms are the global grandmasters of tax avoidance schemes. We know now that Wilbur Ross invested in a shipping company whose top clients include a Russian law firm, a firm connected by an oligarch facing sanctions, and Vladimir Putin's son-in-law, Navigator Holdings. We'll see where that goes. Mossack Fonseca was the company in Panama that got busted. But Applebee's is offering tax havens all around the world, the BVI, Caymans, the Isle of Man, etc.